Oh, there she goes. All right. Well, it's time to get started. And let me reintroduce myself to those that have tuned in. And thank you to all of you who have tuned in for our third webinar from the Membership Commission. First, I would like to do a shout out to Robert Bongo, who is a member of the Membership Commission, and he was the impetus behind developing this particular webinar. It was his idea, and he developed the slides, and unfortunately he has been in the hospital recently, so we wish him a speedy recovery and hopefully a speedy and complete recovery, and he can get back on his feet. But we just wanted to acknowledge Robert's contribution to this webinar tonight. As I said, his idea and his slides. Joining me tonight again is another Membership Commission member, Mary Kovac from the great state of Ohio. So Mary, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you on again. And Carly is taking care of the slides. And why don't we go ahead and go to that's great. So Mary, go ahead. Why don't you start off, and I will fill in and add in, and we'll have a conversation between us and hopefully hit all the points. So go ahead.
Well, for those who don't, June of 1905, Dr. Vincenzo Solaro started the Sons of Italy, and 114 years later, we have about 35,000 members and almost 400 lodges. We have 17 with Grand Lodges and a variety of membership options, including free at-large membership for active military personnel and special programs that we recently kind of enhanced for our young members.
Thank you. Carly, next one. So we did a breakout session at the National Plenary Meeting in San Diego, cold and rainy San Diego, I'll say. But all those in attendance were asked to break out into smaller groups and then put down their feelings about the Sons of Italy, things that we were doing well and things that were areas that we needed improvement. And I think there were some overwhelming things that came out from this, from the positive. We'll speak about the positive, the things that we could use work on. We're going to develop and work on those areas with the Membership Commission. But one of the things that was mentioned as a positive in virtually everybody's feedback was the camaraderie between the members. That was an important part of what the members of the Supreme Council felt was an aspect that we were doing well on, and that's people felt that was a good thing. And the other thing that was a positive, and it's not on this slide, was our charities. And we'll mention those a little bit later, but those were the two areas of focus that virtually everybody felt the same about in that case. And there were about 65 people that were responding to these, so it was a good cross-section. So networking with other Italian American members, that's an important part of what our organization has to offer, and that should be when people ask, what's in it for me? Why should I join this group? That's one of the foremost things that you have to tell them. Piggybacking on that, to enhance our outreach and to use social media to help us find people that are interested in the same things that we are, there's a meetup.com is as I said, a social media that allows people that are moving to new and different cities or new areas to find groups that they might like to join. And we, on the membership commission, with the help of the Supreme Council who funded it, offer this service, a 6-month service, half price on a subscription to this. So there have been several lodges that have used this and found that they were able to gain members using this program. So it's meetup.com. If you need more information, you can email us or call us, and we can give you the specifics on that. That's still ongoing. Now, at-large membership is for those people who are in an area that does not have a local lodge, or they just don't want to go to the meetings of a local lodge, but they wish to be associated with the order. And also there's a closed Facebook group for these people they can have dialogues amongst themselves. So that's a way for them to network. And other networking events and opportunities are all the local lodge events, and that's each local lodge has a personality unto itself. And my local lodge, their big monthly event is dining out, where the members get together, and it's social in nature. The lodge business is generally not discussed. It's just getting to know each other better. And a lot of times people discuss, relatives in Italy. We discuss language and heritage and whatnot. So it's a good opportunity to leave the business of the lodge behind and get to know each other better. So it's a networking opportunity. The same with the festas. The festas that are held by local lodges or grand lodges are an opportunity to bring the public in to network and to show the things and the opportunities that the Sons of Italy, or Sons and Daughters of Italy, have to offer. And using the social media, there are campaigns that are going on now. We have a cooking video on YouTube, cooking videos on YouTube that feature Sons of Italy members promoting festas and doing cooking demonstrations. So that also helps, using social media to get the word out. Okay, next, Carly, please. I'll let Mary talk about this.
Okay, thanks. As you mentioned earlier, one of the things that we received favorable feedback on was the amount of charity work that we do. As a whole, in the lifetime of the foundation, we've donated more than $165 million, primarily to these 3 organizations: Cooley's Anemia, Alzheimer's Association, and the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation for Autism. However, we've donated across the board to a variety of industries and different sectors, including medical research, disaster relief, scholarships, which I think we'll talk to in the coming slides, veteran causes, and a lot of times the local lodges will get together and do something to not only build camaraderie, but also to give back to the community.
And just to elaborate on those charities, I had a request from somebody looking to talk about local lodges, and they asked if the national charities were the only ones that they can donate to, and that's definitely not true. Many of the local lodges, I know our local lodge, we have about 10 or 12 charities, other charities, in addition to the ones that we support on a national basis. But the people in the local lodges like to give back directly to the community, and that helps getting the word out. When you have relationships with local charities and you get the Order Sons and Daughters of Italy into the media, whether it's social media, newspaper, radio, television, that helps in promoting our group. So it's not just those 3 those 3 are the national charities that we support, but the grand lodges and local lodges are free to support as many different charities as they wish. So let's go on to the scholarships. Sure, the members' children who meet certain requirements are eligible for scholarship opportunities, and it's not only members' children. There's scholarships given to deserving Italian Americans at all levels, local lodges, grand lodges, and at the national level. Coming up in May is the NELA, National Education and Leadership Awards, and that's a big gala in Washington, D.C., where scholarships are given out to deserving Italian Americans who meet certain criteria. And they're very competitive, these scholarships. We always have a large number of students who have very high GPAs and SAT and ACT scores and are going to have been accepted to the best universities in the country. So they represent Italian Americans very well, and we're proud to support them. This is also, as you can see, the Grand Lodges and the local lodges also do their part in giving deserving Italian Americans scholarships. And as I said, this goes a long way to promoting our organization in local and state media. Go ahead to the next. Go ahead, Mary.
Okay. I would say we do our best to communicate with our members. So we have a number of local lodges that distribute monthly newsletters. We have grand lodges that distribute semi-annual or quarterly newsletters. We have a national e-newsletter called the Questo Messe, and that's distributed monthly. And then we also have the Italian America magazine, which is mailed to each of the members quarterly. We recently started distributing the National Membership Commission's tri-annual report, which basically shares our membership accomplishments and gives you kind of a heads up in terms of what's in the pipeline. And then we've got our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, we're on Instagram, and now we're on YouTube as well. And like Mark said, we've got a call out for cooking videos, so if anyone has any, or if they have a number of pictures they want to put together and work out a video, I'm happy to help with that as well.
Go ahead and talk a little bit about the hashtags that we've had recently to promote the order.
So last fall we started with hashtag Get Your Italian On, and we launched that during October to celebrate our National Heritage Month. And it had a great turnout, and we tagged, when we used the hashtag Get Your Italian On, we also used the hashtag OSDIA to kind of promote that hashtag as well. And then in February, we said hashtag That's Amore, and we wanted to kind of, it was roughly at the 6-month mark, kind of refresh and rebrand a little bit. But again, reminding people of what we love about being Italian, and tagging OSDIA to kind of just get the word out and create some stronger brand awareness on social media.
And go ahead and tell them how many views total that were garnered from these campaigns.
Well, in February alone, we are in excess of 30,000. So it's been phenomenal. I just don't know if we figured out how to translate that into actual membership yet. So I think the first step is get our brand name out there, get it viral, get it actually happening on social media, and then from there, next step is to begin that transition. You need to ask the question, how do we get them to become a member?
Well, the first thing is to get the word out, and as many people have said, especially during that feedback session or the breakout session, is that the Order Sons and Daughters of Italy is one of the best kept secrets in the United States. And using the social media and the hashtags, hopefully that will, as you said, increase brand awareness and ultimately result in more inquiries and more membership. So we've got it started. It's starting to get traction and catching on, and that's a good thing. 30,000 views that's pretty amazing. So hopefully that we can convert that into members productive members of our organization. But thank you, Mary, for doing the bulk of the work, and thanks to Carly for assisting, Carly Jerome at the national office, who's the director of programs, does a wonderful job with social media and keeping us plugged in. So we appreciate that very much.
Absolutely.
What do we have next here? Okay, these go to specific discounts and benefits on the business end, and the way that you can access these is through the website osia.org into the members only section, and it gives the whole breakdown of all the discounts and how to go about getting those discounts. And it's lengthy. I would just like to, I mean, everybody could read what they have here, and the list is even greater on that members only page. But I just want to comment on the Office Depot Office Max discount. When I had my practice, I did a lot of printing for forms and whatnot, and I literally saved hundreds and hundreds of dollars a year in printing costs, because you can go into Office Depot or Office Max and show that code that from the card, and black and white copies that either they do for you or you do yourself are 2.5 cents a copy. So it's now I learned early on that was a very, very valuable discount and benefit, and it has paid for my per capita and my dues many times over. So I just mentioned that as one that I've personally experienced and can give unsolicited testimonial to as being a great discount. So
Mark, I would second that.
Yes.
I would second that. That discount has been phenomenal. You get up to 80%, and I use it regularly as well.
Yeah, it's really substantial on the printing, the black and white. I have not done color printing yet, but I need to print those flyers for the ALM, and I'm going to go and I'm sure that the discounts are extremely good. And then also any of the products that you buy in there are also discounted. Not as heavily as I will tell you, not as heavily as the printing, but again, very good and a real money saver if you have your own business or need to do a lot of printing for the lodge. Take advantage of that. It's very easy, and all you need to do is have that code and go in there, and they, even if they can't scan it, they punch the code in, and you get your discount. So I can speak firsthand from that, and am very proud that we are able to offer that discount to all of our members. Next, please. Go ahead, Mary, with the events.
Okay. As we talked about earlier, we have a number of events that we do throughout the year with our local lodge and sometimes our grand lodges. So some of the items that we have listed here, we do Columbus Day celebrations. I think most lodges do something in the month of October. We have holiday parties, and whether they be U.S.-based or Italian-based, we definitely like to celebrate. Many lodges have pasta dinners at least once a month. We have golf tournaments, bocce tournaments, Italian language, cooking demos. There's so much more, and I think each lodge, like you said earlier, has its own kind of personality. And depending on where you live, you get to kind of experience that, and then you can obviously bring more to the table. But our events help bring our camaraderie together, our members together. They help, network within our local community. It's definitely one of the reasons I'm a member. I enjoy it.
Okay. Well, I'd like to talk on the last point here. The Sons of Italy Foundation's, I said before, NELA Gala, and there have been a lot of email announcements about it, but I will tell you the details quickly, just in case you haven't heard. It's going to be May 23rd at the Gaylord Resort in the harbor in Maryland. It's D.C. I don't know what exactly. It's in Maryland, but very close to Washington, D.C. And the MC for the event is Joe Mantegna. We have a number of honorees that we've chosen that are prominent Italian Americans in various businesses and philanthropists that we're going to honor. And of course, the scholarship winners, I think we are going to give out 9 or 10 scholarships, again, to the deserving students who put in their application. There's an application. They send in their GPA and their scores and write an essay. So it's, as I said, a very competitive climate for them to get that scholarship, and it's a very big honor for them. So if you want to partake in that, the national office has more of the details, and I'm sure that you've gotten an email regarding that, because they've extended the time to get hotel rooms at the Gaylord, but the date is quickly closing. So if you're interested in that, go to the osia.org website, and there'll be more information, and if necessary, you can call the national office. But that's probably a signature event for the foundation. Okay. We have, if you have questions about the presentation or new ideas for future webinars, we have a contact, membership@osia.org. We'll be able to get to, that email goes directly to us, and we'll get an answer out to you as soon as possible. But that's the newest email, so you don't have to send it to the personal emails that have been used. Let me go ahead and read one of the questions, or both of the questions that were submitted. The first one was kind of, we've answered it, but what are the benefits of OSDIA? And hopefully we've answered that, because we hear that a lot. I was in Tampa about a month ago helping with a St. Joseph's festival, and there was a good turnout, about 400 people taking part in this, and there was a dedicated membership table that was had a person there the whole time of the festa. It was a Sunday afternoon, 11 till 5. They ran the festa. There was a person, at least one person at that membership table, and I came in for a break, and they were talking to somebody who was interested in membership, and their first question was, well, what do you do? What's in it for me? What are the benefits of membership to this organization? So fortunately, I was able to add on to what the very capable person who was already there to extol the benefits of what our organization has to offer to those of us of Italian heritage. So people want to know, how is this going to help them? Is this, something that is going to be a good fit for them? And hopefully we've given you the answers, and to tell them yes. And the next question is more kind of a statement. And so it says, except for the magazine, why don't local chapters spend more time in Italian culture, history, emigration, and the changes in politics in Italy, rather than raising monies at most meetings? As a dual citizen, I get this information from other sources and via searches on the internet and contacts I have developed. I do a number of PowerPoint presentations in Fairfax and Prince William counties in Virginia. My topics range from dual citizenship to Southern Italian life leading up to immigration to the USA and other Western Americas, to Jewish Italian in Italy during World War II. I also do presentations on DNA, that's, I guess, the 23andMe type test, pros and cons, genealogy, and writing a book on immigration to the USA and its dark secrets. I really like your magazine, Italian America. I also really, really like Fra Noi. So that's kind of a statement, and let me give a shout out to our editor, Miles Fisher of Italian America, who does a wonderful job with that publication. That publication is very well accepted and highly rated by the members of the order. About 2 or 3 years ago, we did a survey, and we were rating different aspects of the order, and the highest rating of anything, all of the topics, the Questo Mese, the front office, and was the Italian America, and they got about 4.6 out of 5, which is a remarkable score. So people really love that magazine, and there's a lot to love about it because Miles Fisher puts his heart and soul in that, and he is to be congratulated with continuing with a wonderful periodical that we can all be proud of. So again, put a shout out into Miles Fisher for the great job he does on that publication. And it's interesting every month. I read it cover to cover, and it's filled with information. It's educational, it's entertaining, and it's really a slice of our organization. It's the heart and soul of our organization. So just a plug for Miles. Mary, anything else to follow up on?
No, I would just say I hope that everyone found this helpful, and if you have any questions in the future, feel free to contact us. We're definitely available, and we want to be able to assist you to bring in more members.
Okay, and yes, and I'll just say that also on the members only page are a lot of useful there's slide presentations, and there's PDF documents that will help to recruit and retain members. There's a wealth of information on that page that is customizable and can be used by local lodges and grand lodges. And again, any questions, they can be emailed to us at membership@osia.org. So with that, unless Carly has anything to add, we will sign off for this webinar, and we are scheduled to have another webinar in 3 months. That'll be July, right before the convention. The National Convention is in August, and it's going to be in San Antonio, and the dates are, the official start of the convention is the 14th, and it runs through the 17th. There's a dinner on Saturday night with the Marconi Award being awarded to a deserving Italian American, and it's quite a nice event where everybody, members from across the country, get together and help develop policy and help to keep us moving forward and changing bylaws as necessary and electing new Supreme Lodge officers. So if you want to attend, there's again information on the osia.org website, and we'd love to see you in San Antonio. So with that, unless Carly has anything, we'll sign off, and thank you for taking part in our 3rd webinar. And again, hope you enjoyed it and hope it was educational and informational for you. Thank you all.
Thanks, Mark.
God bless.